number of people that we're going to predict to purchase a new car. So in this case, what we have is we have 26 people that we predict will purchase a new vehicle who actually don't. And I'm getting that from here. I'm looking here because I'm looking at just those people that purchase. Okay. There are 26 people that I say will purchase a new car, that I'm predicting will purchase a new car. So I'm looking here. But do not actually purchase a new vehicle. I'm getting the 26 from right here of the new purchases that I predict, but in reality they don't. Okay. So I'm going to take 26, and what I want to do is I want to divide it by the number of predictions that there is a new purchase. Well, that's the 26 here, plus the 71 that I get correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 26 and divide 26 by 70, or excuse me, divide 26 by 26 plus 71, or this is 26 divided by 97, or in this case, or in this case, my false positive rate, it's not great, is 26.8%. So in this case, if I predict that you will purchase a new vehicle, 26.8% of the time, I am wrong in that prediction. Okay. The false positive rate is when I make a prediction that you'll purchase a new vehicle, how often am I wrong about that? And I'm wrong about that almost 27% of the time. Any questions there? Say 27% of the time.
Is that number anywhere on SPSS?
No, you have to calculate that one. So you do need to calculate the false positive. So now with false positive, it's going to give you, you're going to be able to get 26, and you'll be able to get 26 plus 71. Okay. So you'll have the raw numbers, but you do have to do the math there. Last but not least of these measures, we have the false negative. And the false negative is the same idea, but in this case what we're going to do is that we predict that you don't purchase when you actually do purchase. So false negative is we say, I don't think you're going to purchase a new vehicle, but in reality you actually do purchase a new vehicle. So in this case what we're going to do is this is the So this is the number of households that we predict to not purchase that actually do. divided by the number of predictions of not purchasing. So this is the number of households that we predict not purchase that actually do, divided by the number of predictions of not purchasing. Now again, we can use our chart. Our chart here is we want to find the number of households that we predict to not purchase that do. In this case, these are the households that we predict to not purchase. There are 44 that actually do purchase a new vehicle. So in this case, the number of households that we predict to not purchase that actually do are 44. And the number of households that we predict not to purchase is we have 359 that we predict that won't, that actually don't, plus the 44 that we predict won't, but actually do. So we're going to take 359 plus 44. So 44 plus 350. 44 divided by 340. 44 divided by 4. 44 divided by 359 plus 44 is equal to 44 divided by 393. And when we punch this into our handy iPhone, I'm just going to have to rewrite these for the next class. Okay.
And then 44 divided by 5.
Yeah, it's slightly different.
0.109.
So, in this case, what we get is we get a false negative rate of 10.9%. So, of those people that we predict will not purchase a new vehicle, we're wrong about 11% of the time with that prediction. So what we're seeing here is, at least in this case, again, we're getting evidence that we're being pretty good about correctly predicting that you don't purchase a new vehicle, because when we say you don't, most of the time we get it right, and there's only an 11% chance that we'll get it wrong when we predict that you won't. On the other hand, in trying to predict the positives, we're not quite as good. We're not horrible at it, but we're not quite as good. One thing that I'll mention just before you go, because I know there are a few more things we need to talk about, but what we'll do is I'll quickly on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving go through the rest of this, because there are a few more things we want to talk about. But I did want to point out one other thing. The other thing that we'll see here, overall percentage, here, 86.0. What this is telling us is that 86% of the time, we are correctly making a guess using this model. Okay? What this is taking is, this is taking the new car purchases where we predict that you don't and you actually don't, adding to it the number of times that we correctly predict that you do purchase a new vehicle, 71. So we're taking the 359 plus 71, and out of 500, 86% of the time, we correctly predict that you will either purchase or not purchase a new vehicle, which compared to before, we were predicting only correctly 77% of the time, if you go back to block 0. Block 0, we were correctly predicting 77% of the time. Now we're up to 86% of the time. So we've made some improvement there by doing this model. Have a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. I will see you after Thanksgiving.